Listen, Kendall, we got about 15 minutes left on the show, and we have to recap this Caleb Plant and Caleb Truax fight. It's a part of what we do. We don't want to be just boxing. We got you on today. We appreciate your time. You want to stay on, or you got to get you. I know.
I caught your telecast last night.
Oh man, yeah, that was a blessing, man. They called me about 2 hours before, before flight, and said, "Hey, can you get on the next one?" I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." So. That was not planned, no rehearsal or anything, man. I just went out there and tried to rock out, man. Good time.
Well, you're a pro now, so you know what you're doing.
I said, you know what? Hopefully Fox can trust me now that no matter what, they always got a wild card in their back pocket, you know?
That's right.
What'd you think about the fight last night?
You know, I felt that Caleb did what he was supposed to do. Used his jab quite impressively, but, to me, I think he before he steps up and fights Canelo or somebody like that, he's got to work on, especially what you mentioned last night. He carries his left hand down, I think, too low, and a better fighter is going to catch him. Truax caught him a couple times, but it just didn't affect him. But
what's interesting is when you do the broadcasting, it's like you want to be fair to the audience. But then at the same time, it's like you don't want to give anything away that will hurt that fighter moving forward. And so it's like I actually wanted to point out, Caleb, your hands is down a little bit too low. Even in the beginning of exchange, the end of exchange, it's just down too low. And that's why you're getting hit with the overhand right. I wanted to say it so that he hears it when he watches it back. And it's something that he doesn't overlook. There's things that we do, and we did it because I'm in the ring with Kendall Gill. Kendall can't hurt me. He ain't been fighting as long as me. He ain't got the skills that I got. It's whatever. Right. I'm getting hit with this overhand right. I'll get out of the fight fine. I won every round, no biggie. And there's certain things that you may overlook. However, when someone points it out and they make it very evident to why it's happening and that it shouldn't happen moving forward, then hopefully there's something that clicks for you to want to change it. Both these guys right here after the fight, they said that wasn't enough from Caleb Plant last night.
Yeah, I thought, it was an old saying, win this fight and look good in the next one. maybe that's what he was doing. But, I wanted him to put on a spectacular performance, to build up the next fight. I know Canelo is fighting Billy Joe Saunders, but what if Canelo wins and he moves up and fights him? Is that Billy Joe Saunders fight at middleweight or 168?
Well, he's a 168 pounder.
Oh, okay, so they're the same weight then. But I like to see Caleb. It's all right to go into that, to have that style where you carry your arms, your hands that low, but you can't do that for the whole fight. I mean, you got to give them different looks, right?
Yeah, you got to give them different looks, especially when somebody starts finding a home with that right hand. You make the adjustment, give them something different, let them know that punch isn't there. And then you go back to being comfortable. But that's his comfortable stance, is with his hand down. He throws a lot of up jabs. They're beautiful. They're very fast. And they're powerful too. But at the same time, when you're getting hit with something consistently like that, give a different look, move it a different way. Take that away from the guy and then go back to it, But I do understand that that's where Caleb's comfortable at. But moving forward, you can't take that from Canelo, not consistently through the course of a fight. Benavidez is another one, who's packing a lot of power and size that could hurt him.
I think for me it was, and kind of like Kendall mentioned, we wanted a spectacular performance, and I think it shows how good Caleb Plant is and how high we hold him in a regard of he literally won every single round. So that's a great performance for 8 out of 10 guys. But if you're going to get these huge fights with Canelo, with Benavidez, it's Caleb Truax. He didn't really have much to offer you there. I needed it. Somehow it's crazy to say. I needed you to do more than win every single round.
I had this exact conversation with Coach Wade this morning. We were talking about the fight. I said, you didn't watch it? He said, yeah, I watched it, but we're going to have a different conversation than you would have on air. And I said, yeah, very true. I said, it's crazy that he won every single round and we're talking like this. And it wasn't that we were talking negative or anything like that. It's just like you're pointing out things that need to improve and why he didn't do this, why he didn't do, a little bit more of that, why he didn't get the knockout.
Could be the hand injury.
Yeah, and then you come to find out after the fight that he had a hand injury. And I brought that to Fox's attention. I said, listen, moving forward, when we see a guy changes his tempo and his pace, and he's not using the same strategy that he did opening the fight, we should take notice of that and try to figure out why, get in the corner and see what we can do to bring some light to even the commentators, so that we know, like, hey, Caleb's limited now. He's only going to be able to do this or that. And it was told to me, I wasn't there for rehearsal, but it was told to me that they didn't want to go to the corners last night because of everything going on with the COVID virus and all that kind of stuff. So I think we as analysts missed the opportunity to shed some light on why he didn't look as spectacular as we all expected. But by no stretch of the imagination, it was a dominant performance. It just there was a little sauce missing off of the ribs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a little bit. But we all know he's a great fighter. I called this fight when he fought Mike Lee. Back was that his last fight?
That was
second last fight. And I thought that he looked spectacular. That's the type of performance that I expected last night.
Yes.
But I didn't know that his hand was hurt. This is new news to me. Maybe that's why he didn't try and get the guy out of there, because being a world-class fighter as he is, we expect him to get opponents like he faced last night out of there. To build up his name and his brand.
I'm used to seeing Caleb basically build on fighters and build up and then, kind of go for that last strike, almost like a cobra at the end of the fight. And near the end, I thought I would see it. And I did see, the punching power wasn't there. He wasn't snapping the same. And he actually took a lot off of the shots. And I was at the point where this was the 11th round. I was like, okay, he's content with just winning the fight. He's no longer interested in the knockout. The post-fight interview, he says he doesn't know exactly when he hurt his hand, but he thinks that it is severely hurt. Heidi Andro said, "Did you break it?" And he said, "Yeah, I think it's broke." Like, he just flat out was like, "Yeah, I think it's broke." So I don't know. I hope it's not. I do know that he's going to rest it up and do what he needs to do. But when we don't see the knockout, and we're expecting him to knock out a guy who has been in the ring since 2019, has fought through now, I think, 3 injuries at this point in his career, really bad cut over the eye, all that kind of stuff. I think we just expected a lot because of the makeup of the fight. But when you find out that he hurt his hand as early as possibly the 6th round is what he said. He said it could have been earlier than that. So that's, I think, is why we saw the tempo change and we didn't see him finish off Caleb Truax. Don't tell me you didn't enjoy what you saw, because I know you did. What you need to do now, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit that notification button. Check us out every week, every Tuesday, something new for you right here on the Porter Way Podcast.